What's going on? Your boy Yo Scruggs back at it. Let's talk about it. So apparently, well, not even apparently, I guess it's official now that Nas is putting out Magic 2 this upcoming Friday. Was that July the 21st, I believe? As a diehard, lifelong Nas fan, yeah, I'm excited. Just like any other Nas fan is excited about this. My only thing I got with this is this will be Nas and Hit Boy fifth album in 3 years. So King's Disease 1 was 2000, King's Disease 2020, I'm sorry. King's Disease 2 I believe was 2021, and then Magic came out I believe the end of 21. You had KD3 was 2022, and now for 2023 we about to get Magic 2. My only issue, and I'm not complaining, it's almost like I went to a 5-star restaurant and I've been going there consistently, and it's lobster tails and shrimp and scallion and filet mignon and caviar and all that fly shit people eat. And I feel like that's what I've gotten from KD1 through KD3. I feel like I've been eating shrimp and lobster, and what makes it even better is it's this fancy good food that I didn't expect to get. I thought this level and quality of food wasn't possible no more from this chef, because I felt like this chef, at this point, at this stage in the game, not that they couldn't do it, but it's never been done before, really, in my opinion. Somebody being in the game this long, that's already a legend, that's still putting out this quality of music this late in the game. But, and again, I'm not complaining, it sounds like I am. My only thing is, I'm still digesting all the shrimp and lobster and filet mignon from KD1 through KD3. Like, I'm still listening to those albums. I'm not tired of those albums yet, especially KD3, because that's the newest one. Like, I feel like I haven't even, because you listen to an album that you love a lot over and over and over again, then it gets to a point where you never stop loving it, but it's like, all right, I'm officially at a point where I don't need to listen to it regularly all the time. I'll come back to it in a month or whenever the mood strikes me. I'm not there yet with KD3, and I'm kind of just getting there with KD1 through KD2 and Magic. So it's almost like I wish Nas and Hit Boy maybe would have waited a little bit longer. This is July 2023. Like, I would have loved for this album to come out the fourth quarter. That's how they used to do like albums and everything. It used to be 3 quarters, January through April, April through July, whatever. And the big artists usually dropped in the fourth quarter of the year for whatever reason. Maybe because that's the holiday season. I'm not sure the exact logic behind that. But anyway, I just was wishing that maybe this album wasn't coming till later this year, because I feel like, I'm still eating off the last 4 great meals you gave me. I'm not even finished digesting those yet, and now you bringing me another meal. Like, I know you still eating that shrimp and lobster, but here come the, here come the chocolate mousse or whatever. I don't even know what fancy foods people eat out here. I ain't a big food person. So that's my only issue with it. I'm like, I wish there was a little bit more time in between these great albums so I could appreciate all of them for what they are before I'm like, all right, damn, the next one coming, now I got to jump to that one. And even with Westside Gunn, I kind of got the same thing. Like, I'm still going back. I still haven't even heard, because that's who I've been listening to the most, I'd say, the last few years, is Nas and Westside Gunn albums. And even Westside Gunn, he got so many damn albums, I haven't even heard them all yet. And it'd be like, damn, as soon as I be almost finished digesting one Westside album, it's like, oh, here come another one. And I'm like, damn, let me finish this one before you give me some more heat. Excuse me. Again, I'm not complaining, just an observation. And then the other thing I want to know is, at this point in the game, Nas, I'll say technically 30 years, because main Source album, Live at the Barbecue, was 1991. 32 years, actually. Illmatic was 94, so that'd be 29 years. Excuse me. And I'm just wondering at this point, I think this is going to be Nas's, 17th or 18th solo album. And that's not including the Queensbridge Finest album. That's not including the 2 Lost Tapes albums. That's not including Distant Relatives, mixtapes, So it's a lot of music. I mean, Nas somebody that's been around a long time, but I don't want to say not like a Big Daddy Kane or Rakim. Like, them dudes obviously were around before Nas, but they haven't been putting out all this music that Nas has been putting out. So it's kind of like, I'm thinking to myself, what is left for Nas to talk about? I mean, sure, obviously he was given a God-given gift to be a great rapper and make songs. And I remember hearing an interview a few years back. I think it was during the Lost Tapes one when that came out. He was doing a press conference, a press tour, whatever, or interview, and he was saying that he had enough unreleased music for about another 4 Lost Tapes. And I don't think he was talking about anything that's going to be on any of these Magics or these King's Disease albums. He was just saying, I got so many unreleased. He was saying he got a whole album with Swiss Beats that's never came out. He got a whole album with Havoc from Mobb Deep that never came out. And he said he got a whole album with RZA that never came out. And then he still had more songs on top of that never came out. So my thing is, at this point, unless he recycling some rhymes, but stuff get dated. So I doubt he'll be putting out some maybe unreleased verses that he had from years ago because it might sound dated. But then again, you never know. My only thing is I'm wondering, at this point, what is it left for Nas to talk about? I mean, maybe some new stuff has happened in his life over the last year he wants to talk about. Maybe some, and Nas is, to me, the greatest at talking about the past and stuff he went through in the past and stuff that, so maybe he got more stories and stuff that we never heard. I'm sure he do. And he's great at talking about stuff that happened back in the day, but still putting you in a state of mind where you feel like you can almost see it like a movie. So it's like, yeah, it might not be. It's a difference between something sounding dated and something that's almost like a timepiece. I think they call it in movies. And he does a great job of telling you about old stuff, but making it sound, and delivering it in a way where it doesn't sound dated. So that's my only thing too. I'll be curious to see this Friday when I'm listening to it. What is left for Nas to talk about? What direction is he gonna go in his album? Is it gonna be more of an up-tempo album? Is it gonna be more of a mainstream, album? Is it gonna be more of an underground sounding album? But most importantly, I'm just curious about what topics are he going to address? What topics are he going to discuss? I'm not worried about Hit Boy at all. I think Hit Boy probably got a bunch of more beats that he could whip up. They be all right. This sound new and fresh. And not saying I had a concern about Nas. I'm just wondering what's going to be the topics, because you done put out so much music in your life and so much music over the last few years. I'm like, damn, like what is left to talk about? I'm anticipating I don't know when this the track list and all that stuff gonna come out. I'm recording this on a Wednesday, 2 days before it comes out on Friday. So maybe I'll have more info before then. But my early guess is that it's going to be a short album. I'm assuming maybe, I'm guessing 6 to 8 songs. I highly doubt it's going to be a long album. I think Magic, just going offhand, I think Magic is the shortest of all out of the 4 albums he put out already, or the King's Disease albums and Magic. I believe Magic is the shortest one, least amount of songs. So we'll see. I just got a feeling this is going to be a shorter, which I'm totally fine with. I'd much rather an album with 6 to 8 banging songs than an album with 15 songs and maybe 5 of them I like. Because the album to me just sounds better. Even if you got an album with 15 songs and 8 of them are good, and you got an album with 8 songs and all 8 are good, so you're saying technically, yeah, you're still getting 8 good songs and some filler or not necessarily good songs on the rest. But I prefer an album where every song is good and it's a shorter album versus a longer album where I'm getting some extra songs, but they're not as high quality as the best 8 songs on there or whatever. So we'll see. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. What direction you think Nas and Hit Boy went on this. More importantly, Nas, what do you think? Some topics he might address, some stories he might talk about. Where do you think his where's your anticipation? Do you think it's gonna be as good as the rest of these albums in this series? Do you think maybe this is the one? Maybe this is gonna be the best one of them all. Maybe do you think maybe this is gonna be not as good as the other ones? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Your boy O Scrubs.